Sunday, July 27, 2025. The city of Gijón, nestled on Spain's northern coast, awoke to a day that promised excitement and wonder. The air was already warm as the first rays of sunlight crept over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and pink. It was a day circled on calendars for months, a day when the ordinary would give way to the extraordinary. The sun blazed over San Lorenzo Bay in Gijón, Spain, as over 300,000 people gathered for the festival Airshow International de Gijón. The city's famous beach was transformed into a sea of anticipation, with people from all walks of life streaming in, locals, tourists, aviation enthusiasts, and families eager for a day of spectacle. The air buzzed with excitement, families, kids, and aviation fans all waiting for the spectacle to begin. Children clutched miniature planes, their faces lit with awe, while seasoned spotters set up cameras and binoculars ready to capture every moment. The festival was more than just an event. It was a celebration of flight, of human achievement, and of the community coming together under the open sky. The highlight, undoubtedly, the Spanish Air Force's EF-18 Hornet, a symbol of national pride and raw power. Its sleek lines and thunderous engines represented the cutting edge of aviation technology, and its presence was a reminder of the skill and dedication of those who serve. As the Hornet prepared for its display, anticipation peaked. The ground crew moved with practiced precision, checking every detail, while the pilot climbed into the cockpit, focused and calm. The crowd held its breath, sensing that something unforgettable was about to happen. The crowd's cheers rose as the jet took to the sky, its engines roaring to life and echoing across the bay. Cameras flashed, children pointed skyward, and the collective heartbeat of the crowd quickened as the Hornet soared above. No one suspected that this day of celebration would soon teeter on the edge of disaster. Laughter and music filled the air, and the sense of safety was absolute. For most, it was simply another perfect summer day by the sea. The stage was set for a breathtaking show, but also for a test of a pilot's skill and instinct. As the Hornet banked over the water, the pilot prepared for a series of daring maneuvers, each one demanding absolute focus and precision. As eyes turned skyward, the real drama was about to unfold. The crowd, lost in the thrill of the moment, had no idea that within seconds their day would be transformed by a sudden crisis. The clear blue sky hid a challenge that would turn this festival into a lesson in survival and split-second decision-making. In the calm before the storm, the fate of hundreds hung in the balance, waiting for a single moment that would define the day, and the lives of all who witnessed it. The EF-18 Hornet thundered low over the shimmering bay, its engines roaring with a force that seemed to shake the very air. The jet's sleek silhouette cut through the morning haze, sunlight glinting off its wings as it hugged the water's surface. Every movement was calculated, every second a testament to the pilot's skill and the machine's power. Slicing just above the water, the Hornet left a trail of mist in its wake, a fleeting signature of speed and precision. The world below blurred into streaks of blue and white, the jet's reflection racing alongside it on the glassy surface. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a flock of birds burst into view, dozens of wings beating in chaotic unison, crossing directly into the jet's flight path. In the blink of an eye, the routine flight became a high-stakes emergency. At hundreds of miles per hour, even the smallest obstacle can become a deadly threat. At that speed, a single bird can shatter a canopy, cripple vital systems, or destroy an engine in an instant. The force of impact is immense. What seems harmless on the ground becomes catastrophic in the sky. Bird strikes are among a pilot's worst nightmares, unpredictable and often unavoidable. The pilot had only milliseconds to react. Instinct and years of rigorous training took over, hands tightening on the controls, eyes scanning for any possible escape route. In these moments, there's no time for hesitation. Every decision is a matter of survival. But this wasn't just any flight. Below, a packed beach stretched for miles. Thousands of spectators gathered for the airshow, their eyes fixed on the sky. The stakes were higher than ever, with so many lives at risk. A single mistake could mean catastrophe for everyone below. The margin for error was razor thin, and the consequences unthinkable. The birds weren't just a threat to the jet, they were a threat to every person on the sand, every family enjoying the show, every child looking up in awe. The danger was immediate and all too real. The pilot's responsibility was immense: protect the crowd, safeguard the aircraft, and ensure his own survival. In that cockpit, the weight of thousands of lives pressed down, demanding absolute focus and composure. Every instrument, every warning light, every sound in the cockpit became critical. The pilot's mind raced through emergency procedures, calculating the safest course of action in a split second. In that instant, nature and technology collided, two worlds meeting in a flash of feathers and steel. The sky, once a place of freedom, became a battleground of survival. The challenge was clear: survive the encounter and keep everyone else safe. The crowd below held its breath, unaware of just how close disaster had come. The pilot's next move would decide the fate of the day. Every ounce of training, every instinct, every heartbeat led to this moment. The response had to be immediate, flawless, and courageous, a testament to the skill and bravery demanded by life in the flight path. Captain Botana, the pilot, acted in a flash, no hesitation, just pure instinct. He dove the Hornet sharply, dropping below the birds in a split-second maneuver. The jet plunged toward the water, then pulled up hard, engines straining, trailing black smoke. To the crowd it looked like disaster, a jet out of control, smoke billowing, danger imminent. But this was no accident. It was a textbook evasive maneuver, drilled into every fighter pilot. The Air Force confirmed, the pilot followed protocol, prioritizing public safety above all. His skill and composure under pressure turned a potential tragedy into a display of mastery. In seconds, he had averted disaster, proving the value of relentless training. The crowd had witnessed not a crash, but a life-saving decision in real time. On the beach, panic erupted in an instant. Screams echoed across the sand, people ducked for cover, and parents frantically grabbed their children, pulling them close. The peaceful day was shattered as confusion swept through the crowd, turning a sunny afternoon into a scene of chaos. Lifeguards blew their whistles, trying to restore order, but the fear was contagious, spreading from one group to the next. Some people abandoned their towels and umbrellas, running for safety, while others froze, unsure of what to do. The sudden roar of a fighter jet diving low overhead sent shockwaves of fear through the crowd. Its smoke trail cut sharply across the sky, a stark reminder of how quickly things could go wrong. People shielded their eyes and ears, bracing against the deafening noise and the rush of wind kicked up by the jet's engines. For a moment it felt like disaster was imminent. But then, as the Hornet climbed and stabilized, the tension began to ease. Confusion slowly gave way to relief as people realized the immediate danger had passed. Children peeked out from behind their parents, and lifeguards signaled that it was safe. The crowd, still shaken, started to breathe again, grateful that the worst hadn't happened. Almost immediately, social media buzzed with outrage and fear. Videos and photos of the incident spread rapidly, fueling speculation and concern. People demanded answers, their anxiety amplified by the uncertainty of what had just occurred. For a while, the digital world was as chaotic as the beach itself, with rumors and theories swirling. Then the Air Force stepped in, revealing the truth behind the pilot's actions. The maneuver wasn't reckless, it was a calculated, heroic response to a sudden emergency. As the facts emerged, public opinion flipped almost overnight. The pilot, once the target of criticism, was now seen as a hero who had acted with incredible skill and composure under pressure. The pilot was hailed as a hero, his actions praised for saving countless lives on the beach that day. Applause and gratitude replaced fear and anger. His family, once worried, now embraced him with pride, and the community rallied to show their support. Viral videos that had first shown a near disaster were now celebrated as a masterclass in crisis management. News outlets replayed the footage, highlighting the pilot's quick thinking and the narrow escape. Online, people shared their admiration, turning the incident into a symbol of professionalism and courage. The Air Force formally commended the pilot for his professionalism and speed. At a special ceremony, he received a medal and a standing ovation from his peers and superiors. The official citation praised his decisive action and unwavering focus in the face of danger. What could have been a tragedy became a story of skill, training, and trust. The pilot's confidence inspired others, and his story encouraged a new generation to dream of flying. Families returned to the Airshow, now filled with admiration and excitement. The incident reinforced the importance of preparation behind every airshow. From the ground crew to the pilots, every detail mattered. The teamwork and training that went unseen were now recognized as the foundation of every safe and spectacular performance. As the sun set and the crowd left the beach, there was a new sense of respect and wonder for the pilots above. The day's events had transformed fear into admiration, and the memory of the pilot's heroism would inspire all who witnessed it for years to come. To pilots, birds aren't just scenery. They're missiles. At high speeds, even a small bird can cause catastrophic damage. A 10-pound bird at 600 miles per hour delivers over 100 tons of force, enough to shatter engines or cockpits. The Hornet's engines and canopy are vulnerable. A strike could mean disaster over a crowded beach. Bird strikes can cripple controls, blind pilots, or turn a jet into a glider. Coastal airshows are especially risky. Seabirds flock in unpredictable patterns. The Gijón incident was a perfect storm: low altitude, high-speed birds, and a massive crowd. Only the pilot's quick thinking prevented tragedy. Just a month before Gijón, another Spanish pilot faced a bird strike at the Murcia Airshow. A Eurofighter Typhoon hit a seagull at high speed. The impact shattered the canopy, puncturing the windshield. The pilot, exposed to wind and noise, kept his cool, aborted the display, and landed safely. Unlike Gijón, there was no time for evasive action, just survival and damage control. Both incidents show the unpredictable, brutal reality of bird strikes. In Murcia, the aftermath was managed. In Gijón, disaster was avoided by a split-second maneuver. These events highlight the critical importance of training and composure. Whether reacting or recovering, a pilot's skill is the final line of defense. Bird strikes are a global, daily hazard, not rare freak accidents. Between 2016 and 2021, over 270,000 wildlife strikes were reported worldwide. Thousands caused major damage, costing millions and grounding aircraft for weeks. The threat is real, sometimes fatal, as in the miracle on the Hudson. Every incident adds to a database that shapes safer planes and better wildlife management, but no system is perfect. The last defense is always a well-trained pilot. The Gijón pilot's actions are a case study in why training matters. Fighter pilots like Captain Batana are forged through relentless training. Thousands of hours in classrooms, simulators, and real jets prepare them for the unexpected. Simulators throw every emergency imaginable: bird strikes, engine failures, fires, until the right response is automatic. Every flight is a test, every maneuver scrutinized, every weakness addressed. This training creates a bond between pilot and machine, instinctive, precise, unbreakable. When crisis hits, there's no time to think, only to act. The Gijón pilot's split-second maneuver was the product of this preparation. In the cockpit, training is survival. The Gijón incident is a lesson in the power of preparation. The pilot's decision wasn't luck, it was the result of countless hours of training and planning. This mindset extends to everyone at large public events: organizers, security, emergency teams. Safety depends on a chain of professionals, each ready to act in crisis. The Air Force's transparency turned fear into pride, reinforcing public trust. The lesson is universal: we can't control every risk, but we can control our response. The Hornet's story is a testament to human ingenuity and the power of preparation. In any crisis, the best prepared minds prevail.